So there's this article that I read recently, um, talking about. Well, this person says that given the structure of the Straw Hat Pirates, and given the power, not power scaling, but the bounty level of Robin, she deserves to have Haki. Now, I'm a fan of One Piece, obviously. However, I don't see a reason for that. Look, there are fans out there who would want the entire Straw Hat crew to have Haki, and nothing is wrong with that. However, this person is using Robin's bounty. How much is it now? 930 something million. He's using that as a testament to say, okay, Robin's bounty is that high, so she deserves to have a Haki. Maybe well, I think the article said she would do well with armament Haki. Now you have to understand, you cannot use the level of someone's bounty when it comes on to One Piece. Bounty levels are bounty, high levels of bounty doesn't always mean the person is strong, or that person deserves to have some levels of Haki or something like that. Look, I wouldn't have any problem if the entire Straw Hats had a Haki, or more persons in the crew would have some form of devil fruit power, right? But at the end of the day, the entire One Piece world is mostly water, and you need somebody to, be there when they, fall in or drown or something like that, right? No, Robin is an archaeologist. Robin is not that person who is always at the front to defend her teammates. She will, if it comes down to a matter of, reason. But Robin isn't that person who stands out at the front. Robin is always that person in the middle or at the back who, can play that certain particular role, right? Because remember, her own task is archaeology, ancient ruins, all of those things. That's her deal. The crew is built up around her. She is the main reason why the world government is up. Her knowledge, she is the last living member of O'Hara. She is that important. Yes, it would be good if she had like maybe observation Haki, maybe something in the aspect of her field rather than, oh, she needs to have Conqueror's Haki. Come on, people. You cannot just throw Haki at somebody because, okay, it's the level of their devil fruit bounty, right? Come on. Now, if I were to say somebody in the Straw Hat Pirates who deserve to have maybe Haki or there's a devil fruit, I wouldn't look. We already see that Usopp is this type of character where his lies tend to come true 100%, no, 98% at the time. He once said that he has Conqueror's Haki. It wouldn't be impossible for him. No, I'm going to exclude Usopp because that's a potential yes, right? He already has observation Haki that is connected to his idea of being a sniper, right? That works well for him. If Conqueror's Haki is in the mix, it may even work. I remember there are levels to Conqueror's Haki now. Levels to armament, levels to observation. It may work so well for him, right? Now, if I were to give somebody a devil fruit power in relating to their task on the ship, I would give it to Nami. Why? Because Nami is a navigator. Nami is basically number two on the ship when it comes to ship, anything relating to ship and navigation. Nami is number two on the sea. Nami Zoro is number two when it comes to land related stuff also. Battles and all of those stuff. That Zoro calls a shot. Nami is, so why I say it's not real because she is basically the boss when it comes on to the entire crew and so on, because she kinda is. However, her navigational skills, given that she has that pole and she has Zeus and all of that, I wouldn't be shocked if we see a comeback with Big Mom in the future, and something happened and Big Mom died and her devil fruit has been passed on. I wouldn't be shocked if a tangerine, one of those tangerine things on the ship, just happens to be Big Mom devil fruit and Nami ate it. I wouldn't be shocked and I wouldn't be surprised about it because that idea makes sense. We see how Big Mom used her devil fruit powers. She put her souls in and all of that, right? That would work well for Nami. She don't really need it, but it works well for her as a character, given her development. She may be considered one of the weakest when it comes to combat. However, Big Mom's social power would work well for Nami's navigational skills. Because remember, when people are watching anime or One Piece in general, people always have this in their mind where light bulb and say, okay, this goes well with this. I wouldn't mind if Nami get Big Mom Del Fruit. Right? Now, when people start throwing out Haki to everybody and say, oh, Robin would deserve this. Oh, Usopp will deserve that. You cannot just throw it out if it doesn't have anything in relation to their ability, what they're on the crew for. Right? You cannot just throw it, oh, maybe the entire crew needs Conqueror's Haki. Why? Where's the sense in that? Right? Now, as I said, I wouldn't mind if the crew has some other level of leveling up. I wouldn't mind that because there's a coming war, and where we are in the flashbacks and Elbaf, somebody on the crew needs some form of leveling up. However, Robin getting armament Haki doesn't really fit with the story at hand, because yes, she is wanted by the world government, or yes, she should be killed because of the knowledge that she has. However, she has her entire crew who's been protecting her from the very moment she became a Straw Hat pirate. Yes, it would be nice if she could defend herself, but she has a dangerous devil fruit power. People just need to have it in their minds that not everything fits with the narrative that they have in their head. If Oda was to one day say, hey, I need a fan to do this chapter, can you imagine what they would do? You would have the Zoro fans talking about this, you have the Sanji fans talking about this, the Usopp. They will do anything to disrupt and cause the chapter to go nowhere. However, not everybody on the Straw Hat crew deserves, everybody in the Straw Hat crew deserve a power, but not everybody, because of the level of their bounty, meaning that, okay, they're going to get some high level of Haki or something like that. It doesn't make any sense. Simple as that.